me hear your wisdom. Let me hear your plan. Let me hear your knowledge. Are you ghost of man? I'm the king of Africa, yeah. I got the right to ask that question. I'm the king of Africa, Lord. I got to lead in the right direction, yeah. I give you the rainmaker. I give you the herbalist. I give you the bush doctor. I give you the vitalist. 'Cause I'm the king of Africa, Lord. You got to understand this reasoning. I'm the king of Africa, Lord. Don't you understand this seasoning? I'm the king of Africa, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. I'm the king of Africa, yeah. But your boss and him and then a small man walked in the Cambazona. Small man vast. There's no other who could sing the song I sing.
When I met Bob in the studios, Island Studios, he said, "Oh yeah, I heard about you doing the publishing. You need to come to. You're gonna come to Jamaica and work for me now. I want you to set up my publishing. No, I want you to set up my publishing for me in Jamaica. You know, it's just between I and I, though." I said, "I and I." He said, "Yeah, that's I and I." I'm like, "Okay, I and I. Concept of I and I. Come to I at that time." Seems that way, right? So.
You were coming proper English. Right?
Yes, I was. I was really. He called me English lady because I'd chosen that vernacular. To how to speak in that way.
Yeah.
I understood everything about Pacho, but just didn't use it. Yeah.
Okay.
And he appreciated that. He appreciated that really. So I was to do the do his publisher, Bob Marley Music publisher in Jamaica, but I was to do it under another guise, as it were, because I was to work strictly with a lawyer who was the only other person who knew about my role in Tough Gong there. Yeah. But on the face of it, I was the promotions assistant, as it were, at Tough Gong.
Would that be Diane Jobson?
Diane Jobson was the one I was working closely with. So it's just, the thing was about the three of us actually setting up Bob Marley Music Publishing. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so my work at Tough Gong now became, so when he said that, I didn't believe it was going to happen, but then the next thing I knew, I was in Jamaica on my journey of Rastafari. And it's almost like 2 days after arriving in Kingston, I was just walking on the street and I heard the Jeep screech, and he's like, "English lady, you there? Well, come check me, man." Yes. So I'm like, okay. But I ran it by my partner at the time, and he was so against it. Because almost every Rastaman was jealous of Bob Marley back in the day, Whether it was a personal jealousy or whatever kind of jealousy it was, because they didn't understand that one person
could break
through in that way, in the way of his courage, and they put it down to his being black and white, and they put it down to all sorts of things, but it was really just the divine courage that he had that made him step, because lots of people had their color, and never did anything with it. So it was like a question of, using who he was, accepting who he was, and then moving forward. And so there were preventative measures to kind of make that not happen. But, the divine force, man, don't mess with Jah, Yeah, because when he's ready, you gotta move on. And so I was there at Tough Gong, marketing manager, working with Sangy Davis on the radio, and we were doing that work together, Tomiko and Sangy Davis and myself, working from the publishing side, like on the quiet, working run by Dan's office, like keeping it on a level, but still making that so on some levels, Bob used to say that he just said, you know, she worked with His Majesty, kind of to explain me in the place. Because then he'd give me a certain role like, okay, when it's bingy time, you have to get on the phone and call everyone and make sure they know where the bingy is. You know, you gotta get on the phone and then the church came, and the church was there before 1970, but
The Orthodox now.
the Orthodox Church, and then Bob felt that he had his role in the church was very important because His Majesty had sent the Abba to the West and to Jamaicans specifically to establish the church and to, you know, for that strengthening of the Rastafari movement, because it was now something to be blessed by. No, so Bob's role was he asked me to go 1 day a week. I was sent from Tufgang to work with the Abba, Abuna Isak, in establishing the church. Yeah.
That's
so
how serious Bob was.
that's how serious he was. Very serious about that.
Serious brother.
He was very much about supporting all movements to do with Rastafari, you know. And it wasn't just about Rastafari as in people accepting Rastafari, but the good people in the earth. It was about showing the goodness of Rastafari in his actions, so that every Friday the line of people would travel from all over the country to reach the Tufgang to line up to get something for their family.
And
You
you
know,
witnessed this for your...
Yes,
Every
absolutely.
Friday.
Every Friday, the people came, especially on a Friday. They were there during the week, you know. But on a Friday, the line was never ending. As long as Bob was in the country, believe me, that line never stopped. And he had something for everyone. He was just ever generous. Ever generous. I witnessed people coming. And you know, even working at Tufgang, listen, this was the one boss that I had that had a care for his staff in the way that said, he knows that you got children, and when school is about to come, there's going to be extra money for you to pay your school fees. There's going to be extra money for you to make sure your children are going to school, Rasta. There's nobody like that. These are the things of Bob Marley that enough people don't know. No matter how close you are to Bob Marley, you know, it's enough people don't know them kind of information. Those kind of goodness is passed beyond understanding for many people who were so-called close to him. Yes? Because they couldn't see that vision. You know, many can see, but many don't have the vision. Okay? And many people even today don't have the vision of Bob Marley. They don't know who he was really. Don't matter. When he said, not one of my seed shall sit by the wayside and beg your bread. People think them talking about in biological seed. Remember, you know, it's millions of youths Bob Marley owned, you know. Like my youth. Bob Marley say, and my youth this, you know. And my youth this. And he could say that with a big confidence, with the biggest confidence, because maybe his own biological youth did not look like the vision that he had for the nation. I don't mean necessarily that they didn't have locks. I mean to say they were Catholic youths. And Bob Marley is a Rasta youth. And Bob Marley was about Rastafari youth, you know, building the youth of Rastafari. He didn't have to come from his seed. When you say his seed, he don't mean his physical seed, just like His Majesty's children. You know? Spiritual. And that is the way that he speak. That's the way that Bob Marley was. He was seeing a big picture at all times. Yeah? And this big picture, you know, was very, very rare that one could see it. You know? So especially women.
Oh, children,
12 by 12.
don't want you to worry now about nothing at all. It's all gonna be so good.
Millionaire Monday.
Take a walk now. Down Positive Street. You forget now all about the negativity. Rock and skanky. All your blues away. Dr. Reggae. Listen. Gonna make this a bright new day. Tell them, tell them, tell shed those tears if I never did right or if I ever did wrong. It's because situations arise, but things don't seem to belong. Trials and crosses are always before me, thorns and prickles in my way, and the taskmaster's always behind me, waiting for a chance to take my life away, Lord.
My question is to the reggae singers of this world who have been spreading this message for the last decades concerning Africa, repatriation, reparation, and centralization. Today my questions go to none other than the great Bunny Wailer, founding member of the even greater Wailers, coming out of the even greater Trench Town, Jamaica, spreading the message of Rastafari to the whole world until it reaches a youth like I, who then now asks these questions. What is going on? Where are you? What are you doing? How can I be involved? And if I cannot be involved, when will you be involved in what I'm bringing to the table? Jabi, I'm sure you agree that reggae music is a gift from the divine and is therefore built on the divine principles of creation and is complete within itself and bears fruit and seed within itself unto itself. Jabi, I also think that you agree that the dollar, the pound, and the euro, and all other currencies are built on exclusivity and exploitation, as opposed to God's creation, which is all inclusive and nurtures all life. Jabi, I'm sure that you'll agree that when the dollar or the pound or any other currency is brought into a pure reggae environment, that friction arises, competition arises, jealousies occur, finally splits and divisions arise, and finally I and I end up talking like me and you. Jabi, what is going on? Where are you? What are you doing? How can I get involved? And if I cannot get involved, when will you be involved in what I'm bringing to the table? Because I am the king of Africa and I've got a right to ask this question. My people are suffering unnecessarily and I am tired of it. And I need the involvement of every person who has ever spoken on Pan-Africanism, reparation for slavery, repatriation, centralization, and the economic development of Africa. I'm doing a walk from Cape Town to Cairo, and I've been preparing for this role for a long time, walking and writing documents. Jabi, are you ready to receive these documents and to go through these documents? And after you've gone through these documents, Jabi, will you endorse the reggae dollar? This is the central tool for bringing solutions to the socio-economic challenges that we face and environmental challenges that we face as Africans and as custodians of this earth, which is our original role from the Most High Creator. These are my questions for you, Jabi. I expect to hear an answer within a short space in time, and I will let you know where I am, what is going on, and how you can be involved, because I am the king of Africa and I'm going to make a change. One love, Rastafari.